Alrighty, welcome to my data visualization final project. A few things I want to get into before we start are who were my target audience, and yeah. So my first target audience was the fans. As you can see, I really tried to make this colorful for fans. I think it's really cool and a nice way to like draw people in. And it's also a nice way that people can sort out for their team specifically what they want to see. So like they don't have to go further down the chart and click on a bunch of stuff. They can just go right up at the top and then go through all the stuff down and see exactly what they want to see. So, for example, right here, who did the Bills pick? They picked Dalton Kincaid at pick number 25 out of Utah, and he was playing tight end. So, right here, this is the average value. That is a statistic from Pro Football Reference. It calculates average value of a player based on their NFL career, based on like their peers and how they contribute to winning and touchdowns, all that fun stuff. So yeah, his average value is 7, which is not the highest on this chart, but it's still pretty good. The highest right here is actually C.J. Stroud. He was the second overall pick, and he led the Texans to the playoffs that year. Really cool. As you can see, he had a major jump in average wins. So what is average wins? Average wins is just the amount that happened that year, but we call it average wins because there are when you sum these two values together, you would just get 20, and you wouldn't be able to differentiate between linebacker and quarterback in a data set. So, yeah, really cool. So, uh, Cedar Stroud made a huge improvement on winning for the Texans that year. Really cool. So, the next group of people I want to focus on is the general manager side of things. So, this data board is a little less colorful. There's still some pop to it, but this one has a lot more to do with just the nitty gritty charts and stuff like that. They're still cool and, they're still interactive. So, for example, we see Carolina right here. They only pop up in these two, actually, these three, because this chart right here is only for playoff teams that drafted defensive linemen and linebackers in the first round of the draft. Why is that? Because 100% of the teams that drafted defensive linemen and linebackers in the first round made the playoffs. These teams are the Green Bay Packers, the Philadelphia Eagles, the Houston Texans, the Detroit Lions, the Dallas Cowboys, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Buccaneers made the playoffs, and the Philadelphia Eagles made the playoffs the year before, as well as the Dallas Cowboys. But the Detroit Lions, the Green Bay Packers, and the Houston Texans did not. So definitely a big win for those guys right there. Right down here, we can see 2022 wins versus 2023 wins. Right here, you have the Indianapolis Colts. In 2023, they managed to get 9 wins. In 2022, though, they only managed to get 4. So a really big jump for them. Really cool there. You can still click on it. You can see, and then you can also see who they picked right here, as well as their 2022 wins versus 2023. Really cool. This chart also works as well for that. Next up, how did this end up? How close was this to my original plan? So my original plan, I was kind of vague. I wanted to see what picks led to wins right away, but I just kind of left it open like that. And I think I didn't intend to do a different chart like this. Although I am really proud of the way this came out, and I'm also really proud of the way this one came out as well. Describe the data revealed to me. Well, first off, I think the data revealed to me that there's a lot of value in drafting defensive linemen if you want to win right away. So why would you want to win right away in the NFL? For example, Aaron Rodgers. He's a really old quarterback. Well, relatively really old compared to normal people. He's pretty young. What you would want to do is you'd want to draft a defensive lineman because they give you the most chance to up your wins as soon as possible, which then gives you a chance to get into the playoffs and win a Super Bowl, all while you're kind of running thin on time with a quarterback like Aaron Rodgers. He only has a few years left. All right, what would I do if I were to enhance my dashboards in a round 2 or a phase 2 of this study? There's a few things I would do. So first off, I would probably make these a little bit more interactive. Like I really wanted to include pages, but I didn't want to bog it down too much. But yeah, And then I would also include like statistical data from those seasons. Like, how did they rank offensively compared to the previous year? How did they rank defensively? And I'd go on from there. I'd also extrapolate this data out a couple of years. So the reason I chose only 1 year was because winning in the NFL changes every single year. There's always a new target. Like the Chiefs just won with really good defense, but the previous year they won with a really good offense. So the goalpost is always changing. But I do think it would be really interesting to see like historical data and how that changes over time as well. So yeah, that'll be it. Thank you.